Hello everybody, we're the Geeks and Degenerates. I am Enzo, this is my forever co-host Jum. Today we talk about Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Before we get into the plot and the nitty gritty, what was your reaction when they announced Keanu Reeves was Shadow?
About fucking time. It's like we're already kind of like, I know it's kind of like a joke to them. It's a like inside joke that they're getting really serious actors to play non-serious roles like Knuckles and Shadow. We got Idris Elba and now Keanu Reeves. I'm like, yes, please, more of this. And not gonna lie, dude, I know they're not telling us, but they are making the fucking Smash Bros. Universe.
Yeah.
I know they are. You just wait in like maybe 5 years after they release maybe a Zelda movie or some shit. They'll be like, by the way, all these fuckers are meeting up and they're gonna fight. I'm like, yes.
You know what? I know we're jumping way ahead, but like at this point, if they announce the voice for Amy at the end is Meryl Streep, I'm not surprised.
Not surprised. Like, yeah, sure, go nuts, Mamma Mia.
But yeah, you know what? I can confidently say I think they really stepped it up for this movie. Like, in terms of like the graphics, I'm like, wow, Jesus Christ, this is like next gen level of graphics, like really next gen. I'm like, Jesus Christ, it's fantastic.
I have to admit, I do remember when we talked about the second movie, and that I kind of mentioned that Ben Schwartz kind of phoned in a couple of lines, like he wasn't really feeling it.
Yeah.
But I guess after the success of that, here you kind of feel every emotion now.
Yeah.
The line delivery is really nice and crisp. I'm like,
yeah,
like
yeah.
even though I'm seeing like anthropomorphic hedgehog cradling a dead person's body, and it's like, oh my god, I'm kind of like, fuck,
yeah,
I feel it here,
right? Like, speaking of the line delivery, hearing Keanu for the first time go, "You're colorful, Punch," I'm like, what? Jesus Christ.
I was like, what?
I'll never get tired of this man's voice. Can't believe he started his video game career with Cyberpunk 2077. Now he's fucking Shadow the Hedgehog. Just insane to me. Like, that first fight is like, you see how much of a badass Shadow is. Very worthy of Keanu Reeves. The introduction, like, of course, how can you better serve Keanu Reeves than such a badass introduction to Shadow?
Agreed. And like, I don't know, it's a little bit more fleshed out.
Yeah.
And I really like it. Like the chemistry between all of them. Like, sure, from time to time it's funny ha-has, and that is the movie. Yeah. It's not like a serious movie they turned into a funny haha. There's a funny movie, or like a funny haha movie turned into a serious movie.
Yeah.
Because we're getting like quips and jokes from, like, not gonna lie, Idris Elba delivery. It's just great. Yeah. But then we get backstories on Shadow, and like, oh, he had a bond with this girl back in the 70s when they first captured him.
Yeah.
And then like something horrible happened, thus taking the girl's life, and that's why he's on a revenge spree. I'm like, what?
Yeah, if they didn't kill young Furiosa, we wouldn't be in this mess. But like, speaking of the 70s, like the old-timey Dr. Robotnik and paired with the young Dr. Robotnik, still played by Jim Carrey. Jim Carrey is like the second GOAT in this movie for me, because I'm just amazed at how great Keanu Reeves is as a voice actor, but at the same time, I'm like, I forget how genuinely great Jim Carrey is until I see him in this movie playing himself. So I'm like, I really can't tell you apart, which is great on Jim Carrey's part.
I love the fourth wall break that they do. It's like, it's as if we're in a movie with two characters played by the same actor. They look at the camera, I'm like, hello? And dude, like, people in the theater were just busting up laughing. I'm like, yep.
Love the VR scene when granddad and grandson are bonding, and poor Dr. Stone just like, there's no space in your life for me. I'm like, oh, poor Dr. Stone. He can go back to being an assassin in Assassin's Creed, but here,
Oh wait, I think his name is Agent Stone. Doctor Stone is an anime character.
Oh, sorry, Agent Stone. Like, yeah, go back to the animus while Dr. Robotnik spends time with his grandkid.
I love the entire sequence of that. It's just like I was like, what the fuck is going on?
Right? And like,
Oh my god, the Christmas scene too. I was just like, what?
yeah, and like, I'm pretty sure Jim Carrey improv all of those scenes, and like, I wouldn't be surprised if they showed us like behind the scenes. Like, I don't know if you've seen the behind the scenes of like them using real puppets to help the human actors interact better. I was like, this is craftsmanship. Like they really, you can show they really cared about making this movie, and I appreciate that. We are at this level of video game movie making where people are like, no, this is serious. We have to take this seriously. I'm like, fuck yeah, it's about time.
Yeah, I mean, not to a point where like the movie itself loses its identity.
Yeah,
but to a point where like it's not taken seriously. It's loved.
Yeah.
By the studio, kind of deal. You know, like you could tell that there was love put into it.
Yeah.
Clearly, these people were fans of either Sonic or the Smash Bros. Games, and they just wanted to work.
Yeah, they're like, you know, we grew up with like really crappy adaptations. It's our turn to make something with love, and like, the plot might be very thin, but like the sequences getting to the plot to resolve it, you're just like, just 10 out of 10, almost 10 out of 10 from my estimation.
Yeah, and like another 10 out of 10 in my opinion is just that dance sequence with Jim Carrey.
You want to try to break in?
And with Jim Carrey, yeah, I was just like, all right. And people are actually doing the choreography in TikTok now.
I'm not surprised.
I'm very happy.
There's also a wild joke when Kristen Stewart, Ritter's character, was like, I knew you guys were coming. That's why I followed your plan. And the younger Robotnik's like, I can't believe this. And the older guy's like, yeah, a woman in the military. I'm like, what?
Dude, again, the entire theater just fucking bursted laughing.
I'm like, only Jim Carrey can pull that off, and only him. Jesus Christ, that was great timing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
So fucking good.
it's just a shame that Kristen Stewart Ritter spends such little time here, though. Like, after she gets like confronted by James Marsden as the colonel, and like she just disappears. I'm like, where did Kristen Ritter go?
Hey, she does just like goes and leaves.
Yeah,
As soon as like they get like the key back, it doesn't come back.
yeah. I'm like, I guess we'll see you in Sonic 4.
Maybe.
Yeah.
I don't know.
Yeah, that scene, like, I knew this movie was on another level when Shadow punches Tom and Sonic's just distraught. Like, Ben Schwartz is acting. I'm like, I'm feeling stuff. Damn.
Yeah, like him just going, "What did you do?" And I'm like, "Oh,
What I had
shit."
to. I'm like, damn.
And then like, oh my god, that one scene where like him and Knuckles are kind of like at each other's throats because he's like, "Hey, give me the Chaos Emerald.
Yeah.
I need to use the power." And like clearly, Knuckles is like against it, and
Yeah.
they both kind of square up against each other. I was like, "This is a kids' movie. Why am I suddenly like at the edge of my seat, all tensed up?"
Yeah.
I was like, "Whoa, okay." And not gonna lie, Ben Schwartz being a serious Sonic. Again, I forgot I'm looking at an anthropomorphic fucking hedgehog.
Yeah. It blends so well with the backgrounds. I'm like, yeah, I believe. I'm almost at the point where it's like the Apes movies where I'm like, yes, the blue Sonic, the blue hedgehog does exist in real life.
Yes, it is real. That is an actor with Ben Schwartz's voice. Yeah, and then like that's that line with like Idris Elba where he's just like, "Oh, we're a team, and we're supposed to like trust each other. So I am against this, but I trust you," and gives him the location of the emerald. Clearly, they're not gonna lie. Some of the human actors here, like when it's not like the Sonic, when it's not Sonic and the gang,
Yeah.
or Dr. Robotnik, the acting tends to be a little,
Wishy-washy.
yeah,
Like,
they still like, in my opinion, I feel like the human characters or actors still kind of felt that this is not being taken that seriously.
yeah, like Tom's girl's reaction to his like broken body. I'm like, I don't feel the distraught in your voice, but sure.
Yeah. Well, like it was translated a bit better with a CGI hedgehog.
Right? But like, I do love like the scene where Sonic has to go Super Saiyan, and like the fact that Robotnik is just like, you know what, fuck this world, I'll blow it up, I'll make my own Death Star, and like even Shadow acknowledges like, you know what, at this point there's nothing worth ruling since they took Maria from us, and Sonic has to stop him with that like Man of Steel Dragon Ball S fight, which is alone, like if I saw it in the video game would be like a 10 out of 10. That cutscene would be a 10 out of 10. But it's a movie, and I'm like, are you sure I'm not watching a cutscene?
Homie. People fucking cheered in the theater when they both had like the Chaos Emerald within them. I'm like, and they both turned Super Saiyan. People fucking cheered. That's how much impact this movie has on people.
Yeah, dude. Like I got goosebumps when Keanu Reeves shatters. Like, yeah, you're right. This ends now. And they have like that sequence where Sonic is just punching him through multiple countries. I'm like, I am sure the director would be like, yeah, Man of Steel inspired that, or Dragon Ball inspired that. Like, especially the last confrontation where he's like, I can't believe you, the hero, would go off so recklessly and abandon your friends and family, especially the one guy, what's his name? Tom. And Sonic is just like, I'm gonna fucking kill you now. And like I'm like, am I gonna see this blue hedgehog murder something for the first time?
It'll be Keanu Reeves' character.
Yeah.
Like, all right.
Right. I also love to fix my phrasing from the last video. The last battle was pretty cool in my opinion as well. Like after Sonic and Knuckles make out. Sonic and Knuckles make out. Not literally, but like they become friends.
Make up.
Like, oh, sorry.
Make up.
I like it when they have a heart to heart on the moon.
Yes.
Yeah, no more deviant hearts, please, editor. No, but like I like that when they stop fighting, they have that heart to heart. Like Keanu Reeves really pulls. Like you see how much of a great actor Keanu Reeves is when he's talking about how long he's hung on to this pain, and hey, I just don't know what to do with it. And Sonic's just like, well, the cure for that is love for the people around you. And I'm like, am I gonna start fucking choking up because of a fucking Sonic movie? Probably.
Yeah. And like we cut back to Dr. Robotnik and other Dr. Robotnik, and they have a fight because he finds out that, oh, they're gonna blow up the Earth, not rule it.
Yeah.
But that's not what Dr. Robotnik wants. The younger one.
Yeah.
And he pushes him off like into space.
Yeah.
But thankfully, I don't know how Tails and Knuckles got there.
Right.
I'm like, okay, maybe they used one of the rings, I guess.
Probably. I love it when he zaps his granddad. It just sounds like a mosquito killer.
That's what I love. It's just like, it was so anticlimactic because like clearly there was motivation. Clearly there was like you know, weight to his reason.
Yeah.
How he dies, it's like I was like, dude, again, fucking theater busts up laughing. I'm like, yep, this shit's good.
Were they cheering for the team up between Shadow and Sonic? They're just destroying robots. Fucking fantastic.
Dude, when they had the fucking pose where they're right next to each other, I was like, oh god. I was like, I don't know what it is, but it's so good.
Right? Again, like you said, much love in this movie. You can feel the love they have for these characters in this movie, and it's fucking refreshing. Like, we've been through like Waterboarded, but with like really bad video game adaptations, and now in your 20s and my almost 30s, I'm like, finally I get to see people make movies about video games with love, not just for a cash grab, not just because it's a popular thing now, but because they're like, hey, I grew up with this thing and I love it and I want to make a great movie about it. It's also great to see how much the Sonic franchise has evolved from being a nightmare trailer to being this. I'm like, you know what, I don't think I would change a thing. I would think if I had a chance to like not be so reactive and let the people just have what they want, I think I'd be like, yeah, I'll just let history play out with the Sonic movies, because it's turning out to be one hell of a franchise in my opinion.
Yeah, agreed. And yeah, and not gonna lie, it plucked on my heartstrings here when we saw like Dr. Eggman die,
Yeah,
where like he apologizes to Agent Stone, and he finds out that like he was the only one who cared about him, and he's a friend.
yeah,
And yeah, I don't know if I don't know if Jim Carrey meant like announced that this is his last movie
yeah. I'm
or
not sure about
something.
that, but he said he was
I'm not.
retiring soon, so I guess this is it for him.
Maybe I don't know. Um, but if it is, it's a really good send off
Yeah,
where he does save the world, cuts the moon, like quarterly, but like it's fine.
it's the thought that
Um,
counts.
yeah, they're still like, oh shit,
Right?
I love that.
Yeah.
But yeah, like he dies, and oddly enough, Shadow dies
Yeah.
too. Again, I don't see a body.
Oh, did you
I'm not
not
gonna
see the
believe
last credits after credit scene?
It was the last one.
Yeah, where it's confirmed he's not dead. He's back. Keanu Reeves
I
is.
didn't see it. Fuck me. I only saw like Amy coming in and like we see the Sonic robots. I'm like, yeah,
Yeah.
that's cool.
Yeah, so Keanu Reeves is still in this franchise, thankfully.
Well, Keanu Reeves, but not Dr. Robot.
I don't know about Dr. Robotnik. Like, we'll just have to wait and see. But if it is the end, what an amazing send-off to an amazing adaptation of the character.
Yeah.
Yeah, and like, again, just saying from when this franchise started with that cursed trail to now, I'm just like, amazing glow up, honestly. Like, the CGI, like, as I said before, I'm like, no, these hedgehogs exist. They are actually creatures in the wild called Sonic and Shadow. Like, yes, there is a black and red hedgehog that does ride a motorbike, Akira style. I believe that.
Yeah, they did an amazing job. Again, this was a labor of love,
Yeah.
in my opinion. But yeah, I guess close us off, man.
Yeah. Here's the difficult part. What would you rate Sonic the Hedgehog 3?
Yeah, it is. Oh wow, yeah, you're right. This is a little bit difficult. Look, I'm not gonna give it like a bad score. But I'm also not gonna give it that high of a score, like a 9 or a 10. I'll hit a really good spot, which is 8.
Yeah.
Out of enjoyment, I say 8 is a good like score for it. There's some acting here that are a little iffy,
Yeah.
where you could tell like some of these actors didn't take the role all that seriously
Yeah.
and just went really ham. Or I don't know if it's the actor or the director. But other than that, the line deliveries when it came to Sonic or Shadow or all the other gang and like Dr. Eggman, it was really fucking good. When it came to like the human characters, it was just like, all right, can we like wrap it up so we could get back to back to Sonic and the gang.
Yeah.
But yeah, like it plucked on heartstrings. There were moments where I'm like, I forgot that I'm not supposed to take this movie that seriously, but they really wrote somebody's backstory really well, which is like Shadows, and I'm like, oh fuck, okay.
Yeah.
And like you do sympathize with his character. And like I don't know if this is a goodbye to Eggman or to Jim Carrey. I don't know if he's retiring. Correct us if we're wrong. But I would love to see him like come back.
Yeah.
Like the man made this role his.
Yeah. Oh, definitely.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Other than that, yeah, it's an 8 out of 10. It's a good movie, and I like where the trajectory of video game movies heading. And again, they're not telling us, but put on your tinfoil hats. But we're getting a fucking Smash Bros. Movie.
Yeah. Like by the end of this movie, I was like I was really battling myself by the end of that movie, and like leading up to our video here, because I'm like, I really want to give it a very significant like high score. But you're right. Like I really can't think the highest score I can give it is 8, because it is great. The CGI is great. Acting from Ben Schwartz, Keanu Reeves, Jim Carrey, Idris Elba, the actress for Tails, and like everybody else who's like part of the video game world is amazing. Like that's almost like a 10 out of 10 on its own. But like, yeah, the human characters, I'm just like, I really could do without James Marsden and this girl. Like, I hope by Sonic 4, where there's like Tom is like on vacation, Sonic's just on his own. They decided to like, you know what, Sonic needs a space of his own. That's what he needs.
Yeah, gets him a house. Like, I mean, he is a government employee, isn't he? Shouldn't he get a house?
Yeah, I guess so. And like the only character who, aside from Jim Carrey, who seems to take this thing seriously is Kristen Ritter. I'm just like, that's great, but like she disappears by the middle of the movie. I'm like, where the fuck did she go? She's doing so well. But aside from that, like the fights were amazing. The story was thin, but it ended this trilogy in a satisfying way, and it can't be overstated or understated how great Keanu Reeves as Shadow is. Like, the fact that he went to the studio and was like, I want this role. I did research on this role. It's just amazing.
Well, I mean, dude, I don't know if you played any of the Shadow games, but it's very in line with this character, the Baba Yaga.
Yeah, definitely. That scene when he's walking in the rain, I'm like, yeah, I've seen Keanu Reeves do that before.
Dude, him on a motorcycle shooting backwards already. I'm like, John Wick 2 right there.
Right? The highest I can really give is 8. It's a really good movie. It's the best of the trilogy, I would say. Definitely.
I agree. Yeah, it is the best of the trilogy.
Yeah, and like it's a great way to end the trilogy. Again, going from Curse to Gold standard, I'm like, that's fucking impressive. So, to the audience watching and to John, what actress would you like to see voice Amy? Can go wild.
Margot Robbie?
I would like to see that.
Yeah. Right? You know, like, we already have Florence Pugh as Peach. You know.
That's Anya Taylor-Joy.
Was it?
Yeah.
Oh, fuck, my bad.
I mean, we can get Florence Pugh, why not?
Alright, Florence Pugh. I remember she voiced somebody.
Yeah, she voices.
Was it in The Wild Robot or something?
No, it was in like Puss in Boots too. She was like Goldilocks.
Right, yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Other animated movie.
Like, my super crazy guess still stands, which is Meryl Streep. At this point, I'm like, yeah, why not?
You really want to go for like actors or actresses that like you'll never think of would play.
Exactly.
An anthropomorphic animal.
Like, why not add like Al Pacino and Robert De Niro to the mix, like of the next sequel? I wouldn't mind seeing that.
I would watch, what do you call it? A Star Fox movie with Robert De Niro and like Al Pacino as voice actors for any of the characters.
Right? Like the fact that they were getting like really like high caliber actors, I'm like, yeah, the industry has shifted around. I wouldn't be surprised if like in like 5 years time, video game movies will be like what the MCU was back in the day in the 2010s, or like it's a guaranteed good movie.
I believe that we might be heading in that direction. I just hope that we don't get too lost in the sauce kind of deal.
Yeah, look where we are now. We had to have a whole restart last year. But anyway, it's neither here or there for this video at least. But yeah, that's been a video for Sonic the Hedgehog 3. Extra question, what's your favorite classic Sega, Nintendo, or like Sony game back in the day? Whatever it is, comment down below. If you like what you see here, I am repeating myself for some reason. I'm offering like a fucking video game. Yeah, exactly. If you like what you see here, please leave a like, subscribe, and ding the bell icon to get notified of when we upload next. We're also on Spotify and TikTok. TikTok to see your best and funniest moments. Spotify to yours on the go. And the video Zodas was us on TikTok and as well on Letterboxd. Where can you find you?
Oh, to answer Enzo's question, Kingdom Hearts. I want to see a Sora movie or a Kingdom Hearts movie. So anyway, yeah, you can find me at JomJum_ on Instagram. It is my art account.
All right,
you're not the only one having a stroke here.
Apparently. And until the next time, we'll see you then. Bye, everybody.